Last time, we dug up the gold-covered origins of debt in ancient Babylon and saw how that same pattern gave birth to modern finance. Today, we're going deeper. We re-following the trail from those ancient temple vaults to the IMF off-the-books reserves and the coded mechanism that keeps the entire world in a cycle of perpetual debt. The priests of Babylon had a clever trick. They issued more silver receipts than they actually had silver in their vaults. This was the world's first fractional reserve system. Fast forward to today, and our modern central banks do the exact same thing. For every $1 trillion in assets they hold, they can expand credit by up to 10 times that amount. The illusion hasn't changed. Only the ledger has gone digital. Critics argue that the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, inherited this system through something called special drawing rights, or SDRs. Think of SDRs as synthetic money, created out of thin air, backed by nothing but a collective promise. When nations borrow these SDRs, they immediately owe interests, and they become dependent on the IMF's policies to stay afloat. It's a digital echo of the ancient temple's debt cycle, playing out on a global scale. Let's talk numbers, the kind they don't want you to see. The IMF officially holds about 90.5 million ounces of gold. That's roughly 2,814 metric tons, valued at over $230 billion. Here's the kicker. There hasn't been a full, independent audit of this gold since 1975. Since that time, gold prices have skyrocketed by over 2,400%. Think about that. If even a tiny fraction of that gold was quietly traded during global financial crises, the profits could easily run into the trillions. So, where did all that potential wealth go? Officially, it's funneled into stabilization funds, a very polite term for accounts that exist beyond any real public oversight. The ancient scribes had their own name for it: offerings to the gods. You see? History doesn't just repeat itself, it rhymes. The real power isn't in the gold itself, it's in the control of belief. Back in 1790 BCE, King Hammurabi declared that silver was the official standard of value. And overnight, the price of everything in his kingdom was reset. Now, jump forward 3,700 years to 1971. President Nixon declared that the US dollar would no longer be backed by gold, making it a fiat currency. In an instant, every measure of wealth on the planet shifted again. Two rulers, thousands of years apart, both demonstrating the same fundamental power, turning collective faith into currency. That is the true, enduring legacy of Babylon. Confidence as a mechanism of control. Money only has value as long as we all agree that it does. And that belief is carefully managed, often through secrecy. Critics of the IMF claim that its reluctance to fully disclose its gold data is not really about the metal. It's about protecting the narrative. If they were to admit that value is largely psychological, that the emperor has no clothes, it could shatter the very trust the entire system is built on. This brings us to the Babylon Principle. In the 1950s, a French banker named Émile Moreau reportedly drafted a secret memo. It was said to contain one chilling, simple line: monetary order must remain mystic in the eyes of the governed. The document itself has conveniently vanished from the historical record, but its core message survives in global policy. Keep the public mystified about how money really works, and the illusion holds. Some historians argue this is the true lost gold of Babylon, not a physical treasure, but the hidden knowledge of how to manufacture belief itself. Today, the temples are digital, the vaults are servers, the scribes are algorithms. As governments around the world race to implement central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, the ancient dream of total monetary control is finally within reach. With a CBDC, every single transaction becomes traceable, and every form of wealth becomes programmable. And if trust were to collapse in this new digital system, the reset wouldn't look like a classic bank run with people lining up outside. It would look like a single line of code deleting zeros from your account. The lost gold of Babylon isn't just some ancient myth. It's a mirror. It shows us that across 5,000 years of human history, the architecture of control built on debt secrecy, an illusion has never really disappeared. It has only evolved. So you have to ask yourself, are we any wiser now, or are we just walking the same ancient path in better suits? If this opened your eyes, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Drop a comment below. Is money still a tool for our freedom, or has it become a digital cage? And make sure you subscribe, because in our next episode, we're going to expose the hidden families behind the founding of the Federal Reserve, and the receipts we found are wilder than you can imagine. Stay awake, stay informed, and remember, every empire of debt eventually ends the same way: when belief runs out.